part, what is JavaScript and other things. We also have gone through the variables. And today we will go through the comments and data type. We will also talk about the consoles, and we'll see where we are by end of the time we are trying to see. If time permits, we will also see something else from here. But if not, then we'll complete this part first. So
Okay.
before we proceed further, do you have any question from yesterday's class?
No, Robin, nothing from my end.
What about you, Ravi?
No, Robin, no questions. I got it.
Okay, all right. So just a recap for 5 minutes. Yesterday we have seen what is variable. It's nothing but a container which holds some kind of data. The data can be of anything. It can be name, it can be age, it can be country, it can be number, anything can be there. So this is how the declaration happens, where we'll be writing like let name equal to something, and then we are printing using the console. And whenever you are trying to declare a variable, so declaration happens in this way. Let age, here we are only declaring the variable. It means we are saying that there is a variable called age. We are not adding any value to it. When we add any value to it, there it became the initialization of the variable. So we have this variable which is declared in line number 46, and we have the variables declaration at line number 46, and we have the variable initialization at line number 47. This can also be written in this way, and this can also be written in let age equal to 18. So here it means let is a keyword. We have also seen about what are the different keywords we have. Let, const, and var. Var is no longer used. It is still getting used, but not recommended to use. We are only going with the let and const. Here we have let age equal to 18. It means there is a keyword, there is a variable, and the variable has got the value associated with it. This is what we have seen yesterday. If there is no more question, I'll proceed to the next topic. We'll create one file here. And the next topic is data types. .js. So before I proceed with the data types, I will talk about comments today first, and then we'll go with the data types. Comments. So, whenever any programmer or any automation tester writes the program inside Playwright or any other automation tool, what basically happens is you will write the code. Say, for example, I'm writing, I need to write a program where I'll say, write login functionality. Now I'll write the login functionality where I'll say, provide username, provide password, click on login button. This is how we do manually. We test any functionality of the login, because login button will have the username, it will have the password, and it will have the click on login button. Now, assume that I'm writing a code. Forget about what I'm writing. Just assume that I'm writing something like let a equal to let a equal to login, let b equal to password, and I will say let c equal to result. So don't think what is I'm doing here. Just understand that I have written few lines of code. Okay. it is not working. Forget about this one. I'll just say console.log A. I'll say console.log B. I have written 4 lines of code. Simply I have written, there is nothing here. I just declared the variable with some value. Declared a variable with some another value. I have said console A, print the value of A, print the value of B. I know this what I have written, but let's assume that you people are fresher. You have seen what is variable, but you may not understand what is this. If I say let Boolean equal to true, you might not understand for now what is Boolean, what is begint. So you'll not be able to understand those things. So when I write this one, what basically a tester or a developer do before writing any code, if they think that tomorrow if someone is going to look at my code, they should understand what actually I have written. What is the actual purpose of writing this code? So right above the code, so the code started from line number 10. Here they will write about anything about that particular code, saying that um, uh, declaring the variable variables and printing it value in the console, in the terminal using console. Now if you go here, now if you start reading this particular program, what you will see, okay, there is some comment written. Comment is nothing but a kind of statement, a kind of text provided for the understanding purpose, so that someone else who is looking at my code can understand what is happening here. Now when you see there is some comment written here saying declare the variable and print it value in the terminal using console. So I will say, okay, so they are talking about I'm declaring the variable here, I'm declaring one more variable, and then I'm printing that particular value. So this is called it comment. Comment is nothing but a reference kind of statement provided for the better understanding of the code, or anything, any complex topic that need to be understood by someone else can be written here in the plain English. Now what basically happens here is when it start executing, you know, the executor, when you write here the Node.js program, like if I say node, how do we execute program? It start with node followed by
File name.
yeah, data types .js. Now if you see, it has printed the value of login and pass. Did you observe anything? There are 14 lines of code, but it has only executed 4 lines of code, which is line number 11, 12, 13, 14. So what happens here is when the compiler start executing, it start at the point of line number 13. First, it will go to the line number 13. It will say, okay, it is asking me to print some value. It has said that console.log print the value of A. That means there will be a value declared with A and it will have some value. Now it will go above this particular line from 13. If there are 100 lines of code, it will scan through all the line, and then it will see there is a line number 11 where it says let A equal to login, and it will say, okay, let A equal to login. It will come below. It will see there is something called B. It will ignore that part because it only has to deal with A. It will print the value of A. Now value of A is printed. Now the compiler goes from 13 to line number 14, and it will see the similar statement where it say console.log. This is B. It's nothing but again it will go up. It will start scanning the B. It will see there is a value associated with B. It will print the value as a pass. What basically will happen when compiler start executing the code? It will scan everything. It will not scan from line number 11. It will scan from line number 2. So starting from here, and whenever compiler see there is a 2 forward slash, or there is 2 forward slash, or single forward slash star followed by star forward slash. If anything, whenever compiler execute the program, if they see anything written with double forward slash or single forward slash star and star followed by the closing of that single forward slash, it will not execute those lines of code because it will think this is a comment person has provided just for the understanding purpose, not for the executing purpose. So what is this called? At single slash, double slash? This is called as single line comment. Why it is single line? Because if I'm providing double slash and then I'm providing any statement, it will only work for that particular line of code. If I go here, if I continue the same thing, saying that declare the variable and printing it value, if I say printing, it will, if I remove this part, now this is not the comment. This is an actual declaration of code inside this executor inside the script. Now if I start executing this one, it will throw an error. You can see that it's already throwing an error. It's saying expected this is not the correct, printing is not declared, unexpected identifier, then it is saying a expected. So if I start executing this one, it already has some error. Now if I think of executing this one, you'll see there is an error. It will say printing it value, unexpected identifier it. So that is why now if I put again double slash here, and if I think of, you can see all the errors has gone. So what you understood from here, any statement that you write with double forward slash is called a single statement, single line comment. Now, if I have to write multiple line of comment saying that what is comments, and then I will go to the next one saying comments are the line that are not executed at the time of compilation. These are just for the understanding purpose or instruction provided for the program. Okay, now if you see here, I am able to write 3 different line of code, 3 different line of statement, but it is not throwing any error because this is called whenever you write any comment inside the single forward slash followed by star and star followed by the closing single forward slash. This is called as multi-line comment. Can you mute everyone, please? If no question. Yeah. So anything that you write inside this particular piece of code, single forward slash followed by star and star followed by closing of single forward slash, this is called as multi-line comment. It means the comment can be written in multiple line. Will we be using going forward this one? Then yes, we'll definitely be using. Whenever we are writing test case, whenever we'll be writing about the playwrights, there we'll be talking about the multi-line comments, because before writing any program, you will be writing about the actual manual step that we are providing, so that anyone who can look into it, they will be able to say, okay, this is what happening here. For example, you can see here, I said provide username, provide password, click login button. Now, if anyone, any layman comes here and see what is this comment, and then they will see there is below some code written, they will understand, okay, they are talking about login functionality. And then he or she will not have any problem understanding the code here, like what is written inside this particular piece of code. So that's more of the statement things. Any question anyone have before we move to the next topic? It's just a small topic, talks about just comment, nothing else. All right, I take it as no. The next topic is data types. Now, what is data types? Yesterday we have seen we are able to declare the variable. We were able to declare the variable like let a equal to 15. We were able to declare the variable like let name equal to testing. We were also able to write something called let Boolean. I have written sometime before on the top here. If I say Boolean equal to true. Now, if you look at this particular 3 lines of code, we have already seen it yesterday. We have also seen it today. It is same thing, whatever I have written. I'm saying let a equal to 15. Let name equal to testing. Let Boolean equal to true. Let a has got some value. A is nothing but a variable. Forget about the keywords. Ignore. These are like a synthetical thing where you definitely have to write the keyword. Concentrate on this particular statement. I said a equal to 15. I said name equal to testing. I said Boolean equal to true. Any variable that you declare, any variable's value that is declared, that will have some type. And those type are called as data types. For example, if I say myself, my name is Robin, I will have some type, like those types are like male or female, gender type. Same way, here also, whenever you type any variable, you'll have some type for that, and those type are known as data type. For example, a equal to 15. What is 15? 15 is number. What is testing? Testing is string. What is true and false? These are Boolean value. You'll understand better when we go forward, but let's understand the different type of data type we have. So understood this concept, like whenever a variable is declared and it has got the value, that value will be of some type, some data type. Without, there are few data types, we'll see now what are those data types. Without those data types, you will not be able to declare any value. You cannot randomly write anything. There is nothing called anything which is not present inside the data type. Everything is a data type. You give any value of this thing, it is a data type of number. You give any name or any value that go inside the single or double quotation, that is called as string. So we will look into that and understand the details about the data types. So for now, you understand the data types. What is the data types? Any variable value that is declared that will have some form, that will have some types, and those types are known as data types. So here we will write down all the data types that we have. All right. So in general, any programming language, be it Java, JavaScript, or Python, anything, they categorize data types into two types. One is primitive data type. You'll come to know what is primitive and non-primitive later on. But for now, just understand the concept that I'm trying to explain. Primitive data type. Second one is non-primitive data types. Okay. So first one is primitive data types, and second one is non-primitive data types. So primitive data type, it is nothing but it will represent with the single value. When I say single value, it means that this is 15. Let a equal to 15. When I say primitive data type is represented with single value, it means let a equal to 15. I cannot write let a equal to 15 comma 20. It will throw an error. Why it will throw an error? We'll see it here. See, it is throwing an error here. If I put it as this way, still it is throwing an error. It is saying variable declaration expected. So It is asking to declare this variable in somewhere else. So what we understood, primitive data type are the single value data type and are immutable. It is something like we cannot change it. If I say 15 here, we can swap the value. We can change it a equal to 20 here. It works, but we cannot change it something like 15 comma 20 like that. We cannot declare it this way, because what will happen? It will not consider the value here. It will not even give you anything. It will give you an error when you execute program. I can write something like let name equal to, let's say Robin. This is fine. I can also say Robin Roy. This is also fine. But I cannot say name equal to Robin and testing. It won't work. It will give me an error saying variable declaration expected. Whenever you see these type of error, it means that it is asking you whatever the variable that you have declared, that is not following the process, not following the rules. And to overcome these things, you have to create this with the new variable. I can say here let another name equal to testing. Okay. So it is saying let another name equal to testing. Now this is the correct format. Here I have a variable. It has got one value. Now you can understand one more thing. Whenever you are declaring a variable, it type of string, any value that you provide here, any value inside this single or double quote, inside this single or double quote, you can provide any kind of data, any like how many word you want to provide, you can provide this. For example, I can also say this is my testing text. I can also say this is the second testing text. You might, sometime back I said you cannot declare a variable with multiple data, multiple value. I can say Robin Roy, I cannot say next word again. But here you can see there is 5 character, because everything that you have written is wrapped inside a string, single string quotation. It is not like this is one string and this is one string. In this way, if you write, it will fail, it will give you an error. But if you write everything inside single statement, you can write even the lengthiest statement there, it will not create any problem. So primitive data type is nothing but a single value data type where it will only store the single value. And inside the primitive data types, again, there are different forms. Both primitive and non-primitive data types have different forms. We'll start with the primitive. So first, for primitive data types, we have number, second, string, third, Boolean, fourth, begin. I'll explain you everything. Just let me write first. Fourth, begin. Fifth, null. Sixth, undefined. And seventh one is symbol. So these are called as primitive data types, single value data types. Immutable data types. Immutable data types is value cannot be changed. Single value, comma, immutable data types. I cannot declare more than one variable inside a single statement, single line. If I have to declare more than one variable, either I have to create one more variable, or I have to use the second concept called non-primitive data types. And what are non-primitive data types? First, we'll understand the primitive one, and then I'll write about the non-primitive data types. So non-primitive data types are nothing but it can store more than one value, or it can store the data. Multiple data can be clubbed together and stored in one place. And how we'll be using that multiple data storation? inside non-primitive data types or inside any language, you'll come across the word called arrays. You'll come across the word called object. You'll understand function. So this thing we'll understand later, because if I explain arrays, object, and function now, you'll not understand anything. So for now, understand that there are two different types of data. Each data you declare here, this is called data. Whatever you declare, it is of two types. One is primitive type, which is a single value data, immutable data types, and there is non-primitive data types. Primitive data types are of again 7 different form: number, string, boolean, big int, null, undefined, and symbol. Non-primitive data types of, or again 3 different data types. Those are arrays, object, function. What basically these non-primitive data type does? It will store more than one variables. For example, array can be in this way. Let array equal to, I can store 15, 20, 30, 40. Now, if you look at this particular statement here, in the primitive data type, we said it is a single value data type where we are only able to declare single value, a equal to 15, name equal to testing. But what if I have to declare more than one value? I can declare n number of value. For example, if I take the property of any person, if I take the property of myself, what are the things present? If I say my property or any human property, what you'll find in the human property? Human properties. Consider that human property is nothing but you have to fill some form. Human will have name, it will have age, it will have color, it will have sex, it will have nationality, it will have probably education, detail, experience, and so on. Mobile number, location, many things. It will keep on going. Now, these are the property of human. So when I said primitive data types handle only single data type, it's fine, well and good. I understand it is only accepting single data type. But what if I have to provide more than one data type? Because if I have to write about the human properties, human property consists of lot many things. It is not only about the name and age. It has many things. It has got n number of things. So in this case, how will I be able to declare that? That's where the concept of arrays come into picture. Inside the arrays, you can declare n number of things. Even I can declare string and variable, string and number together. It will not create any problem. So these concepts we'll see it later, but just for the understanding purpose, understand that non-primitive data types hold more than one value. Hold more than one value at a time. Okay. Now we'll go with the each and every data type. First, we will start with, from the top we'll start. Okay. First, we'll start with number. We have already seen about the number, but we'll start with number. Okay. Let's see. I'll say let number equal to 15. Now, what does this mean? This is of number data types. Any question here? Let number equal to 15. This is a variable. We are declaring a variable with a value, and the value is in form of number. Well, this data is in the form of number. Did anyone join back?
No, Robin.
No.
Okay, all right. So this value, whatever we have declared here, is in the form of data types, which is called number. Now, when you see this value as a number, you know, okay, this is number data type. Now I'll say console.log the number is in the form of value in the form of number data types. Let a equal to 15. A has been declared. Where did we declare A? We have declared multiple places here and here. So I will take it as X. Again, it is saying let name equal to has already been declared. Let name equal to testing. Console.log A. This is X. And then we have name. We have name. No, it should work fine, I guess. Okay. Now, if you see, it is printing the value. It is printing login and pass from here. This particular value. And here it is talking about it is saying the value is in the form of number data types, which is 15. And then it is saying the value is 15 here. We will understand this in the upcoming session, how to write this statement in a single line. But for now, just understand there is a value number which is storing the value. There is a variable called number which is storing the value in the form of number data types. Now I can write in another way. Let I will say person equal to testing. Now what is this data type? This is string data type. I will just say here console.log. I will just write this one. In place of number, this is nothing but the variable that we have to declare. In place of number, I'll say it as a person. This is about the string data type. The third data type that we have is Boolean. Let Boolean equal to true. Console.log. Boolean data types. I'll explain what is Boolean. Just give me a second. Okay. Now Boolean is nothing but it stores only two type of data type, two type of value inside it. Boolean, whenever you hear the term Boolean, it's kind of a condition. It will return the result only in two form, and those two form are either true or false. This is known as Boolean. String can have anything. I can write anything here. I can write my name, I can write your name, I can write anyone's name inside the world. I can write some random text here, anything that goes inside the quotation. This is called string. It does not have any limit. It can be unlimited things can be written here. Number can be unlimited. We have infinite number, we can write it here. But when it comes to the Boolean part, Boolean is represented with only two things, that is either true, which is the positive part, either false, which is the negative part. So I can say here, let's Boolean equal to true, let Boolean 1 equal to false. Console.log second Boolean value Boolean 1. Now if I execute this program, any question?
Yeah.
Yes, Ravi, ask me the question.
In line number 65, you have written as a number instead of string. Can you change it? Line number 65, the value is in the form of string you should have written.
That's okay. It's just for the understanding purpose. All right. No worries. So the value is in the form of string and it will display the string data here. Now here I have said the value is a Boolean value type, and I'll just save this one. I'll run the code. So what it has saying, let Boolean equal to true, because I have already added Boolean somewhere. Yeah, just comment this one. Okay, now you can see it is saying that the first data type is number data type, the second data type is string data type, and then it is printing the value of that data type. It is printing 15. It is printing, I will just segregate with this colon. Okay, why did I write? I'll let you know. All right. So earlier we are seeing it is displaying everything here. It looked a little messy here because we are not able to understand which value is this. So I have added one more print line in between saying that print star after this particular statement. Print star after this particular statement. So what it is doing now, our terminal looks like it is differentiating everything. First time it is printing about the number data type, and it is differentiating with the star. Then it is printing the string data type, and it is separating with star here. It is printing the Boolean data type. Now, if you understood this concept, this is number, this is string, and this is Boolean. The another data type that we have. Any questions so far? All right. So next data type we have here is BigInt. Why I explain these three concepts for now is this is the mostly 99% of time we'll only be using these three type of data type. We will not be using BigInt. We will not be using null and undefined. Null and undefined are just a normal thing. I will explain you when I will go to the next null and undefined. But just understand that we'll mostly will be using these three data types: number, string, and Boolean. So BigInt. The next data type is BigInt. Now, as you see the name, it says BigInt is nothing but big integer value. Now, you might get a question like, what is big integer value when we already have integer? So integer, mm, basically what will do it, it will accept some value. I don't know the exact value, how much it will be, 2 power 56, something like that, or 2 power 57. We can search in the Google or somewhere. What's the value? What is the largest value number accept? Okay, so it accepts roughly around 9 into 10 power 8 value for integer, which is a 64-bit. Yeah, 2 power 63. This is what the value accept. So for integer, if you see here, for integer, the value that is accepted is 2 power 63 minus 2 power 63 to 2 power 63. And yeah, this is from 0 to 2 power 64 for integer value. Floating point is different. We'll not be using this one. And this also comes inside the integer only. So anything bigger than this, suppose, assume that there is a value called 2 power 63. 2 power 63 is too big of value. It will be lot many digits will be present inside that. Now, if I have to print the value which is bigger than 2 power 63, say something around 2 power 64. This is 2 power 63, and any value that is declared till 2 power 63 will fall under the number data type. But the value can be bigger than that also. It can be 2 power 100. It can be 2 power 1000. So where that value falls into, will that fall inside the number? No. If you write it as, give me a second. If you write inside the number for more than 2 power 63 value, it will throw an error. For that, to overcome that particular thing, the BigInt came into picture. So what basically BigInt will do, any value that is greater than 2 power 63 will fall under will fall under big int data types. And what is the declaration of big int data type? In the similar way how we are declaring number, same way we'll declare the big int also. You can see let big integer equal to, you can type any value, random value like this. Now you might get a question that I don't know what is the value of 2 power 63. Whatever I have typed here, is it bigger than 2 power 63 value? We don't know, because we'll not be sitting that much time to do the calculation of what is 2 power 63 value. My number should fall under only this category. We don't know what is this. But just by looking at the text, if I say, if I have to declare any variable here with some random text, this is my random text. Now, if you look at this, you might understand, okay, it can fall under number category. It can fall under big integer category. Now, I don't know what is the largest number at 2 power 63 is. If the value that I have declared is inside the, is the less than 2 power 63, or is more than 2 power 63. So when we are not in a situation, by looking at the number, we can say, okay, it is a big number. Integer is nothing but a number. Integer, it's a big integer value. So what we'll do basically, at the end, when you declare big integer, after the value, you will just provide n here. Now, when you provide n, it means this is a big integer value now. It is not the normal value. If you say, if you don't write n, this is the normal integer. But if you provide n at the last, it is nothing but it's a big integer value. We will not have this much big data, but it's good to have, good to understand. Okay, so it will print the big integer value. You can see at the last it is not printing n. Why? Because it is just a reference for the executor that this is not the normal value, this is the big integer value. So it will print the value of, only the value of that particular integer. We also have float. Anything you declare using the dot to dot, something like that, it will fall under f, will fall under float, but that is like very less we are using here. So we have important one is number, string, and boolean. We will not use big integer anywhere, but for the understanding purpose, if someone asks you tomorrow what are the different data types, you should be able to say number, string, boolean, integer, null, and undefined. These are primitive data types, and these are non-primitive data types. Okay, so next data type we have after big is null, I guess. Yeah, after big int is null. Now, if you hear the word called null, do you get any idea what is null? Anyone?
Null means
No value.
blank.
No value. It is not depending anything. It is empty value. No value or empty value. So intentionally we are not providing anything. So I can say let I'll just take it as a value 1 equal to null. So sometime what happen, whenever you will be writing your script inside the page object model or inside the JavaScript also, we will not be encountering this one, but maybe during the Playwright automation, you might come across this, but developer will come across these most of the time. So what basically happen means, whenever you write any variable, you just want to declare the variable. You do not want to provide any value to it. You want that variable to be empty, nothing else, only empty. So in that case, what will happen? They will just provide the variable and they will provide the value as null. Now, if I print this value saying value 1, 2, if I go here, it will say null, because intention is simple, that it should contain only the null value. Will we be using this going forward? Then we will not be using too much on this one. This is something the developer mostly come across. They just want to declare some variable with null value, so that if they want to perform any operation with the null value, they should be able to use this one. In general, we do not have any proper use inside the automation for this one. So that's about the null data type. The another one is undefined. So undefined data type is intentionally we are declaring the data with undefined. So basically what will happen here, you'll explain it now. I'll say let text equal to let text console.log text. If I print this value, then you'll see it will declare as a undefined. It means I have just declared the variable, but I have not initialized any value to it. If I initialize any value to the variable, it will give me that particular value. For example, this is my variable. This is my variable where I have declared some value. I have initialized the variable. I have also declared the variable. Here I have only done the initialization. Only initialization is done. So in print, it will return undefined value. We will be using it sometime because this is just for the intentionally we are not providing any value. We are just declaring the data type. We are declaring the variable, and probably if there is a use for this variable in the upcoming time, we'll be using this. We'll directly call this value from there using some other value, but there is no other use from this one. But if you have to understand, if someone asks what is undefined data type, you can say intentionally we are declaring the variable, but we are not assigning the value to it. So you can go in this way. Intentionally we are declaring the data type. We are declaring the variables, but not assigning any value to it. So that's about the data type. And there is one more data type we'll not be using. It's a data type, just understand this. Not much will be used when come to data type of this one, but it is called as a symbol. So we will see going forward how the symbol works. There is not much of use here, but when we will come to know if there is any use, I have not seen so far. Normally there are different type of symbol which you'll be using, but here you'll not use something like that. So you can just write like let symbol equal to symbol. I will say something here. Unique. So it is just printing whatever I have given there. So there is not much use of last four, these four, but these three will be heavily using both in the automation and in the JavaScript. Now you might get a question here that we are not using this particular symbol concept. We are not even using this undefined, null, everything. Is it important for the interview? Then in interview, they will not ask about what is null data type. They'll ask you about what is data types and what are the different data types. So whenever they ask you what is data types, you can explain them what is data types. Any variable that is declared that will have some form of data, which is known as data types. And those data types are of two types: primitive data types, non-primitive data types. Primitive data types are again classified into different form. Those are number, string. Number is nothing but the normal integer value. String is nothing but a string integer value. Boolean is the Boolean, which will return true or false value. And then we have big integer, which will return about the integer value. We have null, which will return null value. Undefined, will return the undefined value. Intentionally we are not providing any value to it. We are just initializing the variable but not declaring anything. And then there is a symbol. primitive data type. They will not ask you what is number, what is string, all these things, but they can ask you what are the different data types we have. They will ask you, can we declare multiple time integer inside one variable? Then you should say no. And what is the other way to declare the multiple data inside a variable? Then you can say, then we'll be using the non-primitive data types. What are the non-primitive data types? The data types where you can store more than one value. Different properties of the value variable can be stored there. When I say different property of the variable, say, for example, if I say constant fruit, or else a car, equal to, it goes inside the square bracket. Remember, whenever you are writing arrays, it will always go inside the square bracket because it has to handle more than one data type, more than one property. So when I say car, what are the different properties it can have? Brand, color, it can have year of manufacturing, year, and it can have type of car. Is it the semi car? It's a manual car or automatic car? Type of car. And there are many things. It can have different properties like how will you start? Do you have the button kind of button to start, or do you have keyboard to start? There are many different things here. So with that said, any non-primitive data types that you declared will always hold the data in the multiple form, and that multiple form you cannot write in the single line like this. For that you have to use array. Array is nothing but it consists of different data types altogether. You can also put it as something like 15. It will accept. It's a combination of all the data types. You can put it as string, you can put it as number, you can put it at integer, big int, anything you can put it here, and it will accept the integer array concept. We will talk about arrays, object, and function later, because if I explain you now, probably you'll not understand anything and you'll get confused also. So this is about the primitive and non-primitive data types. Any question you have, you can feel free to ask me here before we talk about little bit on the string part. All right. So let's talk about the string. It's one of the small concept here. I'll just explain you the basic part of string. The detailed explanation of string we will see in the later section where we have to perform anything. Why I wanted to explain the string here, because you need to understand the how declaration is happening. So when I say string, it is one form of data type. How do we declare the string? Declaration of string is nothing but I'll say let name is this is the value equal to consist of the string. Now, when I declare the string, remember this concept. When we declare any string value, anyone have any question? What is string? Do you people know what is string?
Yes.
Okay. So in case if you don't know, string is one of the data type, one of the primitive data types, which will have string and number. String something is nothing but it stored the value in the character form, in the text form. Number stored the value in the numerical form. String store the value in the text form, character form. So when I say string here, declaration of string, let string equal to, I will say Robin. Now you can see there is something I have written inside a single quote. Let name equal to Robin. Let me write it down here somewhere. Okay. String. One form of data types. Now I have written let name equal to Robin. I have written let, it will not work here. Let person1 equal to Robin, and say let person2 equal to Roy. Now look at the statement 1 and statement 2. Are these both statements same? Are both are string? or is there any problem with the statements? That's okay.
No, both are string.
I expect the wrong answer. It should not be any problem. Yeah, both are string. You can also declare the string inside the single quotation. You can also declare the string inside the double quotation. Both the way it works. In Java, you will only be using double quotation. It will not accept the single quotation. But inside the JavaScript, you should be able to declare the string using a single quote and double quote. Whenever you have the value inside the single quotation, it is called as string. Whenever the value is there inside the double quotation, it is called as string. It will print both the value in the same way. We can see here, I'm saying control person1. I will say control person2, console person2. Data type, it will print the value as Robin Roy. You can see first name is Robin, second name is Roy. Now, what we understood from here is whenever you have to declare any string, that string value will always go inside either a single quotation or inside the double quotation. It will not go something like Robin. It won't go in this way. You can see there is an error displaying here. It is saying expected. So if you put expect comma here this way, still it will not work. It might throw an error. Let's see what is happening. It is only declaring Robin Roy. It is not, it is, you are able to declare because with comma you can segregate different value here. But it is not doing anything. It is just waste. It is not printing the value at all. So if you have to print multiple value, then we'll be using the arrays concept, which we'll see it later. But in order to declare string should always go inside the single quotation or inside the double quotation. See, when I created a string without providing any quotation, neither in single nor in double, it is giving an error here, saying that there is a declaration happened here, which has got the value as Roy, but this is a reference error. Roy is not defined. So what basically it is happening, it is taking this as a variable. It is considering this as a variable, saying you have this variable. Now I'm changing the variable value of Roy to this particular person 2. So for example, if there is a person 2 here, person, I'm just writing it to make you understand. Person 2 equal to, I will say test. And then there is something called Roy equal to Playwright. Now what I'm saying here in the statement, this particular statement, I'm saying let person 2 equal to Roy. It means that whatever the person 2 value is there, person 2 value is test, replace the test value with Roy, because this is the variable. This is, sorry, this is the, this is the variable. Now, if you see this particular error here, it is saying reference error. Understand? Earlier we have seen syntax error. Now we are seeing the reference error. Reference error is nothing but you have given me the variable here. There is already a variable, and you have given me one more variable. But this variable reference, this variable is nowhere declared anywhere in the top. I don't see anything called the variable with name as Roy. So when there is no variable declared, this is how the error will look like. It will say reference error, it is not defined anywhere. You need to define this one. And that is why I said string always goes inside the single or double quotation. This is how we write the string. There is one more way, which is called as a template literals. But this we will not understand now. We will understand in upcoming classes how to declare the value using template literals and how to print the value, like whatever we have seen here, right? The value is in the form of string, this particular text. This is dummy test. This is just the thing I wanted to represent inside the output. See, actually the value, what I need to print here, I need to print the value of person. Person has got some value, right? Person has got some declared with some value, which is testing. I want to print this value. When I want to print this value, why will I write all this thing? Because just for the understanding purpose, whenever someone look at the code, whenever someone look at the output, they will say, okay, the value that was it is printing is in the type of string. In the upcoming session, you'll see why we use this kind of statement inside the console.log, and you'll be able to understand it, and when to use, when to not, you'll be able to take the decision on that. So yeah, so let me execute it one more time. It should be working fine now. All right, it's working fine. You can also clear the console with CLS. It will clear everything. And then you can execute it again. It will just print the value. Okay. Clear console or terminal with keyword CLS. Here, if you put it as a CLS, it will clear the all the result it was displaying so far. So you can start from the first one. So, and short form of console.log is you can print CLG in your keyboard and then press tab button. CLG and press tab button. So basically you can see I'll just put it as a CLG and I'll press tab. It will give me the console.log. So that's about for today. We have talked about the data type. Let me just go through the curriculum one more time and see how it is. So we have seen variables, we have seen comments, we have seen data type. We have also seen console in the first day itself. What is console? How we are printing the value. From tomorrow, we will talk about the operators. Most probably, I don't think it will complete tomorrow because we will also write a couple of programs for the different operators. Actually, the main operators related uses will start from statements from here. So whenever we'll be writing about the if-else statement, we will be using most of the operators. But the basic operators that we can use without any looping concept, we will be finding the details about that. We'll be talking about the operators tomorrow. And then we will move on to this one. So what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Friday. Friday is today, right?
Friday. Yes.
Okay, so we'll have the class on Monday. Now the next class will be from the Monday. So every day we'll have the class from Monday to Friday. It runs from 7 to 8. But if something we are not able to complete, like yesterday we were not able to complete variables, so we extended that class by some time. The class will be extended by another 5 to 10 minutes, but it will not be like extended by 1 hour. I have stopped.